The competition is going to start any minute from now. Just a gentle reminder, please make sure that all of your communicating devices are equipped with stable internet connection. Please also note that all debaters should turn on their cameras to ensure a fair competing environment. Before we start, can I ask everyone to turn on the cameras? The debaters, I mean. Otherwise, we cannot start. Thank you. So has everyone turned their cameras? Okay, then I will start now. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very good evening to all of you. Welcome to Mystery Debate 2020, organized by Generic 4, Kurisihe. Before the competition commences, let me read the summarized rules and regulations. The debate session will be conducted involving two teams, the proposition team and the opposition team, with 4 speakers each. The first speaker is the leader of the team. The second speaker is the deputy leader of the team. The third speaker is the proposition or opposition whip. The fourth speaker is the proposition or opposition reply. During the competition, a debating topic will be given by the chairperson from the range of topics given. The stand of the team to be proposition or opposition will be determined by the chairperson simultaneously. Each team is given 10 minutes for discussion phase. Each speaker is given 5 minutes for presentation phase. A single ring is to signal the half time for both discussion and presentation phase. 2 rings are to signal the last 30 for both discussion and presentation phase. 3 rings are to signal time up for both discussion and presentation phase. The speakers can utilize any form of information searching devices such as mobile phones, articles, books, etc. to find information regarding the topic of the debate. The debater can ask for clarification or definition of the words in the topic given. Throughout the competition, points of interest, POI for short, are short interjections in the form of questions that can be asked by the speakers. To interject, one must raise their hand or manifest any polite gesture before offering a question of POI to his or her opponent cautiously. They may also unmute their microphones. If the opponent allows the interjection, the speaker can start presenting his POI immediately. The POI is usually 15 seconds long, or about 2 sentences. The speaker should respond to the question. However, the speaker can reject the interjection by saying, "No, thank you," or "not at this time," or any other form of rejection. POI must not be open-ended or lead the argument off topic. There are no limits to the amount of POI to offer. It is to be noted that no POI should be given when the fourth speakers are delivering their reply speech. Debaters must wear appropriate and presentable outfit throughout the competition. Debaters must use proper greetings and use proper grammar during the presentation. Strictly, no foul exchange or language is allowed during the argument and presentation. The competition will be recorded as well as uploaded on Generic 4 Karisihe YouTube channel to be evaluated by the panel of judges. Now, let me introduce and determine the stand of speakers from both teams. The proposition team will be Terabai Pawaka from Generic 9. The first speaker is Amal Irham bin Rozaimi. The second speaker is Asma Kamariah binti Kamarudin. The third speaker is Eliana Kawima binti Kamarul. And the fourth speaker is Fakrul Hijaz Daniel bin Abdul Taib. The opposition team will be Badik Baiduri from Generic 10. The first speaker is Cedric Anak Paulborn. The second speaker is Annabel Robin Justin. The third speaker is Muhammad Lukman Hakim bin Muhammad Jamal. And the fourth speaker is Amira Christine Anak Frankie. I hope that is clear. The adjudicators and panel of judges for this debate are Miss Kizrawati Mujan binti Yusuf, Mr. Din Yo Kai Liang, Miss Liana binti Rosli, and Miss Melissa Malini anak perempuan Raja Gopal. I, Adriana binti Ramzi, will be the chairperson for this competition. Tiffany anak Thomas will be the timekeeper, and Muhammad Isman Nazrin bin Iman will be the meeting host. Without further ado, I will now announce the debating topic. Are you ready? So, this house believes that models are setting the wrong standards of beauty. This house believes that models are setting the wrong standards of beauty. Now, the speakers are given 1 minute to ask for clarification or definition of the words in the topic given. speakers from both teams. Are you ready? 10 minutes discussion phase starts now. You may turn off your camera. Without further ado, may I invite the first speaker from the government, Amal Irham bin Rozaimi, to present his speech. Your time starts now.
Ladies and gentlemen, in the status quo today, we believe that our society is depending on the current trend that is most apparent on the social media. And our status quo today is that models leads to bad eating habit, and lastly, models leads to cosmetic surgery. That is our status quo. Before I move further to my argument, Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh, and a very pleasantful evening I bid to all. As the Prime Minister, my job is pretty simple. I will do three things. Number one, I will set up and define the case. Number two, I will come up with two arguments. And lastly, I would sum up the debate and compare my side and your side. The burden of proof on my side is that I will tell you that models are super skinny and very tall. They influence people to do bad things, most of it. And your burden of proof, you need to prove to us how models are not setting the wrong standard of beauty, how they are very, very healthy. And if you manage to prove that, then we will surrender. However, we are not going to let that happen. Ladies and gentlemen, the definition is simple. Models are ambassadors of brand that wear big brands. People look up to them. Most of the models have social media like Instagram and Twitter, and most of them have hundreds of thousands of followers on them. And that is when we think people are influenced by them. Secondly, setting the wrong standard of beauty. What is the wrong standard of beauty? The wrong standard of beauty here is when super skinny and very, very tall. That is why we think cosmetic surgery will happen. They will put metals under their leg, they will Botox and whatsoever, just like what Kim Kardashian is doing, right? Let me give you one example of Kim Kardashian. Initially, only Kim Kardashian was famous. Then it being contagious to Kourtney, to and the rest of the siblings of the Kardashian. This shows that one influence will lead to another, and when they get support from the society, they will be more encouraged, and that is when a small lipstick company of Kylie Jenner is now becoming the makeup industry of the world. Ladies and gentlemen, let me move to the stakeholders. The stakeholders of today's debate are two. There are models and the society. And my main point of this debate is based on the status quo, leads to bad eating habit, and I will explain later, and which is bad eating habit leads to diseases like malnutrition and anorexia nervosa. This is why when models post something on social media, people will tend to follow what they post, what they eat, what they wear, right? Because they are influencers. This is the problem today, because they influence people. We don't want our culture, we don't want our society to become a society that crazy to be pretty, crazy to be skinny, crazy to be tall, because this is become the predicament in our today's world. Ladies and gentlemen, plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery, when you put Botox on your cheeks, on your chin, this will affect you in the future. If you grow old, you'll become like Rosma Manso, I'm sorry to say, right? Because you can clearly see what's on her face, on her body, right? Because this is a current situation that is currently happening in our world, and I need to mention this. When you do Botox, it will affect your future life. Not to mention, countries like Korea, countries like Thailand are gaining so much money because of this plastic or cosmetic surgery. And we think this is the wrong setting standard of beauty that models have set up. Before I sum up the debate, yes, any POI?
Yes.
Any POI from the other bench? No. Okay. So before I
Yes,
sum up,
hello.
okay, yes,
Rio I.
quick.
Nowadays, models come from all shapes. How can you prove that
Thank you.
models are just setting wrong
Thank you.
standard of beauty?
True, there are Raihana, there are some brands, some little brands that use models with so various of sizes. But we ensure you that those models are very little of quantity. There are statistics we found that on Google that only 12% of the fashion industry that uses such models, and we think the majority wins here. So to sum up the debate, we want to create a culture that is healthy. We want to create a culture that beauty isn't everything. Beauty is a spectrum. Different eyes has different type of beauty. And with that, I thank you and I rest my case. I believe that
Sorry, Amal, can you restate the last part?
yes, I'm sorry. Okay, so okay, I believe that models are truly setting the wrong standard of beauty, and models are the one who influence people in our society. With that, I rest my case and thank you.
Thank you, Amal Irham, for your speech. Now, I would like to call upon the leader of the opposition team, Cedric Anak Paulbon, to present his speech. Your time starts now.
Good evening, everyone. Chairperson, my fellow debaters, and everyone watching this. I think that these points are quite relevant and very interesting. However,
Excuse me, Asma, can you mute your microphone? Sorry. It's okay.
however, I would like to rebut what he has said, especially in the point where he said that models cause bad eating habits. I think that models these days are an RNX are a good example to young people everywhere as they set a good
Sorry, we can't hear you.
Hello, is there something wrong with your microphone?
I'm sorry. I had a problem with my microphone just now. So as
Okay.
I was saying, I
Um,
this
can you excuse me? Can the timekeeper reset the time, please? Okay, thank you. You may resume now.
Korang boleh dengar?
You're on mute, Annabelle.
okay. Sorry for that. Again, as I was saying, I disagree on your point, especially on the one where you said that models cause bad eating habits. I think that models.
I'm sorry, we cannot hear you.
You're on mute.
What the hell? Where was I? Okay, so I disagree on your point where you said that models cause bad eating habits, because that models these days are a good example to young people everywhere. I think that uh, set set a good standard for young people. Like their bodies are a show of self-worth, and that encourages young people to prove themselves that no matter how they look like or whatever, they have worth. And so I also rebut your point where you said that models are ambassadors of big brands. not all big brands have, uh, not all models are ambassadors of big brands. There are some models that represent smaller brands. God. Okay, that is all from me. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank
I
you,
think so.
Cedric. Mm, Next, I would like to invite the second speaker from the government, Asma Kamaria binti Kamarudin, to deliver her speech. Your time starts now.
Okay, hello everyone. Okay, today I want to rebut um, the the LO with which he disagreed that the models cause bad eating habit. No, actually, actually, models nowadays they they consume only 600 calories every day. It's 2 times less than normal people consume every day. This will let everyone to what yes, because they are an influencer, they will let everyone to follow their diets, and then it will let everyone to get a bad eating habit, and such as malnutrition and anorexia nervosa. It's because they think that they want to be like that model, they want to be beautiful like that model. It's because it's stereotype nowadays that their appearance is everything. Ap- Um, Nowadays, everyone thinks that appearance is everything, not characters, values, and skills. These are attributes one must seek to acquire or develop. Like, of course, we not judge people by its cover, but in reality, everyone judge people by its cover at first sight. Okay, and then besides um someone that beauty standard is super skinny and tall, um, having a white skin and a perfect body. Okay. And then regardless of the amount of their followers in Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, and everything, it's it shows that they are influencer, and everyone may follow them because they are the standard of the beauties nowadays. Okay, and then I want to add the point of um, modest beauty standard will lead to depression. It's also led to body shaming. Body shaming will lead to depression. It's because if someone is fat, and then they will get body shaming because it's not a beauty standard of beauty of the models. There's not many models who are fat or even um, black skin. So being slim or size zero should never actually be considered the gold standard of being beautiful. Everyone is beautiful. Every body type and shape is different, so it has its own balance. Okay, Uh, that's why it's proof our side that is going to prove that models are setting the wrong standard of beauty. I think that's all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Asma Kamaria, for your speech. Then, may I call upon the second speaker from the opposition, Annabel Robin Justin, to present her speech. Your time starts now.
Hello and good afternoon to everyone present here today. So I'm Annabelle Robin, and today I'm going to be rebutting what her points were just now. So first of all, she said that models eat 600 calories a day. How can she prove that? Because not necessarily all models eat 600 calories a day. Some people can eat more. They post things on Instagram, they post good food. That means that they could be eating those good food. Next, she also said not all models. She also said that all models are skinny and tall, but the fact is nowadays there's a movement going on that everyone is appreciating their own body types, they are flaunting their curves. They are big, they are small, they are appreciating themselves. So this the the saying that all models are skinny and tall nowadays is really irrelevant. Next, she also said that everyone judges a book by its cover nowadays. The fact is, not everyone in this world is mean. Everyone is everyone is has their own way of thinking and stuff like that. So moving on to my point, models are setting the wrong moving on to my point, models are actually setting a right standard of beauty. Yeah. So my first point is models encourage people to start working out because models nowadays, they have, not all of them are skinny, not all of them are fat. They all have their own body types and they're all appreciating themselves for how they are, how they look, and they're taking care of themselves as they have always been posting on Instagram, on their social media feed, as normally models are influential. So they influence people to start working out, to start taking care of themselves, to start improving themselves. So it encourages people to be more healthy. So models also, no, not now. So models also encourage people to eat right because most models, they always post pictures of their food. Models eat, they have to follow a strict diet, but the diet is not necessarily bad. Next, models are coming from all shapes and sizes and colors nowadays, especially after the Black Lives Matter movement. After the Black Lives Matter movement, there's a lot of quota coming in from all shapes and sizes, from all different beauty types, all different races, and everyone is now appreciating each other, no matter what color of their skin, no matter what is their weight and stuff like that. For example, there's this one lady named Kate Wesley. She's one of the highest paid plus size models in globally right now, and she's 88 kilograms. Same thing, we have one local model right now, and her name is Elvita Del Mundo. She's from Sabah, and um, she has a lot of skin problems, but people are appreciating her for her confidence and for her looks as and her attitude as a person. So next, it is also encouraging people to embrace themselves for who they are,
QI,
no
please.
matter what their body size is. That is all from me. Thank you.
Thank you, Annabelle. Now, let's welcome the third speaker from the government, Eliana Kawima Binti Kamaru, to deliver her speech. Your time starts now.
In today's debate, I, as the um, affirmation with of the government bench, I would defend my case and would rebut the points from the government bench. So the topic of our debate is the House believes that models are setting the wrong standards of beauty. First, I would like to rebut the second speaker of the opposition. She said, where do we get the fact that models take 600 kilocalories per day for their diet? So here I have the proof and the facts that from the Sun, written by Josie Griffith, 2nd of May on 2018. He said that he mentioned that Victoria's Secret model usually eats 600 kilocalories per day for their 600 kilocalories per day for their diet. So I think this is very unhealthy for a human, which is 2 times less than a normal human being. And here I would like to state that a second speaker of the opposition bench said that no, sorry. So here I'll go with, I am going to, um, I am going to give you my point of view. And here, we believe that in the government bench, we believe that Korean beauty standards and these beauty standards by models are actually giving the bad or the wrong standards of beauty. This is because Korean beauty standards cause the society to have low self-esteem. Korean society used to feel um, very used to have low self-esteem about themselves and used to critique their body just because of how they look. They just think that they are not perfect as the models. They want to have that skinny body, that height, that tall, be that tall. And we believe that this is one of the cause that makes Korea is one of the country that have the high case of depression or suicide.
Their main income is from plastic surgery.
And I believe that Korea main income is from the plastic surgery itself. And here I want to include that cosmetic surgery have many side effect. Other than that, people who undergo plastic surgery cause them to feel addicted to plastic surgery because they feel that, oh, I don't look good enough. Oh, my nose is not sharp enough. Oh, my shoulder is not that bold. So I think this is one of the cause that cosmetic surgery is keep on going without knowing the fact that cosmetic surgery has its own side effect. For example, Kenny Rogers stated that he is very addicted to plastic surgery just because he thinks that he doesn't look good enough. And here I said, Joan Rivers said the same thing. And here I wanted to mention that from Healthline, it says that plastic surgery have many side effects. First of all is hematoma. Hematoma is a pocket of blood that resembles a large painful bruise, and it occurs in 1% of breast augmentation. So it means this clearly proves that plastic surgery or cosmetic surgery are very bad for the people. And seroma is one of the types of the side effect. And there are blood loss, infection, and nerve damage, deep vein thrombosis, and pulmonary embolism, organ damage, and scarring. So I think, and we believe that models are the one who influence the society to show what beauty is actually is. It is hard for us, the society, to believe in ourselves and to believe in our own beauty because we see some other people have a better body shape than us. We see that some other people have a better look rather than us.
And that's models.
And that's our models. So I think with that, I thank you.
Dah dua kali itu
Thank you, Eliana Kawima. Next, I would like to invite the third speaker from the opposition team, Muhammad Lukman Hakim bin Muhammad Jamal, to present his speech. Your time starts now.
Okay, good evening, fellow debaters and others. As the opposition whip, I would like to clarify about our point that models are not setting the wrong standard of beauty. It is for simply that people nowadays, they are not just looking at beauty. They do not look at models as the only idols. There's different people like professors, scientists, engineers. Since today's society, they have different standards than before. So beauty isn't necessarily the only thing that people chase nowadays. Other than that, people also have different standards of their beauty. they do not look as the skinny people as the only people they like. Some people like curvy people, small people, and others. So I would like to talk about the opposition, preposition, the government that they said that models are eating the same bad diet, but there are people who are encouraged by them, which is positive too. Like when they see models eating habit, they start doing it too, copying but not necessarily similar. So they start new healthy
Your
habits.
eye, please.
Yes.
You said people have different types of body and they have different preference on body types. But why still people feel insecure about themselves, and why we still have, and why do they still wanted to follow how like the model look like or how they? And I think that's all from me. Thank you.
That is their own personal problems. They have problem with confidence because they look too much. They were too obsessive. So they should realize that people should be confident more. The thing is, when they look at models, they just think that. But the thing is, that is the only thing that they know. They just doesn't have enough knowledge to know that it isn't necessarily the only thing they should chase for. So that is my case. Thank you.
Me here.
Thank you, Muhammad Lukman Hakim. Now, we are into the final phase of the competition. May I call upon the fourth speaker of the government, Fahrur Hijaz Daniel bin Abdul Taib, to deliver his reply speech. Your time starts now.
Hello to all fellow debaters. My name is Fakrul Daniel. I'm the fourth speaker of Terabai Pawaka. So first of all, I would like to rebut Cedric's argument. He said that um, he thinks that model these days are a good example to young people, and he said that they encourage young people, no matter how they look like, and to encourage them to have self-worth. Well, um, how do you think young people want to set a model as their role model when even the model themselves are insecure with their body? That is why they use cosmetic surgery, like what Eliana said just now. They don't have wanted a sharp nose, so they use cosmetic surgery, or maybe they wanted to tan their skin. And this is why I disagree with Cedric argument. Next, model these days also use Photoshop if they wanted to post a picture in, for example, in Instagram. So that is why they look so perfect almost every time, and this set a wrong beauty standard, and which may lead to depression, which is an increasing matter nowadays. And it is particularly influential for young people because young people already struggling to understand themselves and where to fit in. And next, I want to rebut Annabelle point. She said that body shape are irrelevant in modeling. Well, if you look at all the Victoria's Secret model and also all the Vox model, you will never see a model which are I'm sorry to say, but we never see that a model which are fat. So that is why I disagree with Annabelle argument, and also I wanted to add on add on Amal argument just now. No, sorry, Asma argument just now. She said that model only eat 600 calories as their diet, and it is 2 times less than average animal being. I mean average human being. Well, I found a statistic estimated by National Eating Disorder Association. They found that in the USA, up to 30 million people suffer from eating disorders such as anorexia nervosa, bulimia nervosa, or binge eating disorder. And not only that, the worldwide figure is 70 million sufferers. Um, they use this is the effect when they use model as their standard. So that is all for me. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Pakrohijas Daniel. Last but not least, let's invite the fourth speaker from the opposition team, Emira Christine Anak Frankie, to present her reply speech. Your time starts now.
Good evening to my fellow debaters and judges, timekeepers. This house believes that models are not setting the wrong standard of beauty. My first speaker point. My first speaker spoke that models have worth. People should not judge. I'm sorry. I want to say that beauty is everything. So we will look at the model. So the model is a good example because they are healthy, they have good body shape. It encourages people to be more healthy and eat right, not to starve themselves, but to have a good eating habits. Not only that, models are coming from all size and shape, as my second speaker said that before. Yes, and that is why we should not judge from only one models only, the skinny models, the pretty model, but because nowadays we love natural beauty. Nowadays, today models show that we should not be stereotyped because there are a lot of models that they're in a big size, they're in small size, they're skinny, but they still be a model. That's I think that is all my point. Once again, I'm saying that this house do not believe that models are setting wrong for the standard of beauty. Thank you.
Thank you, Emira Christine.
Actually, berapa lama saja?
And with that, all the speakers from both government and opposition team have delivered their speeches. Good job, everyone. The results will be announced on 26th of October 2020, which is next Monday. So, please stay alert to any announcement made by Generic 4 Kerisehe on our official social media. And that is the end of our debate session. Thank you, and you may leave now.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you.
everyone.
Thank you. Thank you.
Have
Thank
a
you,
nice
Zach.
day.
Thank you.
Thank you.